The next day, Yumila is summoned by the king, so she enters the royal palace, where everyone is talking about the black hole, thinking her powers are scary. The king tells her that he knows what happened at the academy, saying everyone treated her harshly, and he apologizes for their actions. She explains that she deserved it, saying she caused trouble for everyone, but he tells her that they were being unreasonable, because they shunned her without knowing the truth. But he wants to test her abilities, saying he finds it hard to believe that she's at level 99, so he orders the knight captain, Adolf, to determine if she's telling the truth. She recalls that he's the strongest knight in the kingdom, knowing he's at level 60, which is the minimum level required to defeat the demon lord. He tells her that he respects her powers, so he won't hold back, and he starts charging at her, as she considers how she should react, because she doesn't want to hurt him. She notes that she doesn't need to fight him, so she decides to bow, allowing her to dodge the attack. He explains that even the knights can't evade that move, saying she was able to maintain her composure while he was charging at her. So he concludes that she's at level 99, and he apologizes for attacking her, telling her that he was just following orders. The king tells Yumila to display her magic powers, so she uses her spell, causing spikes to appear from the ground. The king recognizes it as dark magic, so he asks the head palace mage about his opinion, because everyone thinks it's evil. But he explains that dark magic is just like the other elements, saying it isn't necessarily evil, and it's at the same level as light magic, so it's considered to be extremely rare. The king concludes that people fear Yumila because they don't understand her, and he congratulates her for being the first person in the world to reach level 99, wondering how she was able to achieve this. So she explains how she acquired the Amulet of Growth to gain more experience, and used the monster calling flute to summon monsters in the dungeon. But everyone thinks she's insane, because her actions are incredibly dangerous. The king asks for Adolf's opinion, so he explains that only one amulet can be equipped, and he never uses the Amulet of Growth, because the Amulet of Protection has saved him countless times. He adds that he will never summon monsters alone, saying he's afraid that he could end up dying. The king wants Yumila to use her powers to serve the kingdom, and she agrees to this, so he offers to give her anything she wants, saying he's willing to welcome her into the royal family. But she thinks that he's trying to chain her to the kingdom by becoming a member of his family, so she tells him that she just wants to live in peace, and he promises to grant her wish. But we learn that she doesn't really care about the kingdom, and she plans to escape as soon as anything bad happens. Yumila is invited to the queen's chamber, where the queen tells her that their discussion is going to be private, so she immediately wants to go home. The queen trusts her, thinking she's nothing like the nobles with ulterior motives, so she decides to give her access to confidential information. She reveals that the demon lord will return in 2 years, so they're preparing an elite force led by Edwin, because he needs to defeat the demon lord as a member of the royal family. She tells Yumila to join Edwin's party, saying other talented students will also be invited. Yumila realizes that Alicia was given a scholarship because the royal family is planning to use her to achieve their goal, and Edwin doesn't know about this, so he was investigating this at the beginning of the game. Yumila agrees to join the party because she wants to defeat the demon lord, but the queen tells her that she must only assist Edwin, saying the reputation of the royal family will be ruined if she strikes the finishing blow. The queen advises her to marry Edwin, but she instantly refuses, and the queen tells her that she still has 2 years to reconsider. We learn that there are nobles who oppose the king because they aren't happy with the current state of the kingdom, and they're being led by Duke Hilrose. The queen explains that central wannabes have joined his faction, including Yumila's family, so she wonders how she should deal with her parents, thinking she'll be asked to marry into the Hilrose family. So the queen explains that she'll send a royal order to prevent Yumila's family from taking her away, but the effect will only last for 3 years. Yumila thinks that it's more than enough time, but she knows that she needs to do something about her family after she graduates, and the queen advises her to avoid the anti-king faction, knowing her powers have attracted the attention of other countries. Yumila returns home, and Rita gives her an album, saying she can use it to pick a marriage partner, but she isn't interested, telling Rita to give her tea, as she reveals that she received pastries from the queen. We see the royal family talking about Yumila, thinking she's brilliant, because she reached level 99 at such a young age. The queen thinks that she had no choice but to become stronger, because her parents never loved her, and the public shunned her because of her black hair. But the queen acknowledges her strength because she chose to suffer in silence, and she never held a grudge against anyone. The king knows that the other nobles will try to win her over, so they need to give her the peaceful life that she desires, and the queen thinks she needs friends, because they will make her more attached to the kingdom. Back in the academy, the girls start approaching Yumila, trying to befriend her, as she notes that things have changed after she was summoned by the king. But her relationship with Alicia hasn't changed, and the boys apologize for their actions, but they start avoiding her. She receives letters from other boys, who are trying to win her over, as she notes that the people from the king's faction are easy to get along with. But the members of the anti-king faction are aggressive, because they want to use her against the royal family. We see a boy telling her to marry him, saying they can unify the entire continent, but she rejects him, telling him that she only likes people who are stronger than her. But he tells her that physical strength isn't everything, as he claims that his intelligence is superior. But she reminds him that he isn't the top student, saying he will have to oppose the royal family if he plans to unify the continent. So he will have to commit insurrection to achieve his goal, and she tells him that the crime is punishable by death, causing him to become scared. She tells him that she will pretend the conversation never happened, but she thinks that someone may have overheard them. So she advises him to stay away from her, because people may become suspicious. Yumila is about to return to her room, but she encounters a girl named Eleonora, who tells her that she was looking for her. Yumila knows that she's the daughter of Duke Hilrose, and the girls look up to her, but she orders them around like a tyrant. Yumila recalls that her character became evil in an attempt to please Eleonora, so she wants to avoid her. But Eleonora invites her to a tea party, and Yumila thinks that she'll be in trouble if she declines, so she decides to attend. We learn that Yumila never had a social life, so she doesn't know how to interact with people. Eleonora starts talking about her perfume, and Yumila doesn't care, so she keeps giving generic answers. She realizes that Eleonora is extremely talkative, and we learn that she was too busy acting as the queen of the academy in the game, so Alicia never had a chance to talk to her. Her friend stops her, and she tells Yumila to give up on Edwin, saying she will be welcomed into the group if she agrees to this. Eleonora thinks that the king told her to marry Edwin, so she wants Yumila to stay away from him, thinking she isn't fit to be his wife. But she wonders why Eleonora is talking to her, because Alicia is closer to him. She tells Eleonora that she doesn't want to marry him, so she's invited to join the group, but she refuses, because she doesn't want to be her friend. But Eleonora thinks that she's hiding her feelings for Edwin, causing her to become annoyed. She explains that she doesn't deserve to be with him, because Eleonora is more worthy of his love, saying they will make a fine couple. This causes her to feel overjoyed, as Yumila notes that she's easy to please. After some time, we see Yumila in the cafeteria, and a group is about to join her, but Alicia approaches her, wondering if she's the demon lord. She's surprised to hear this, and Alicia reveals that she knows about the royal family's secret, because Edwin told her that the demon lord will return in 2 years. So Yumila thinks he's an idiot for spilling the beans, and she wonders why Alicia believes that she's the demon lord. Alicia explains that she finds Yumila suspicious because she has black hair, and she even uses dark magic. So she tries to explain that she isn't the demon lord, but the boys interrupt her, thinking she's trying to harm Alicia. She explains the situation, hoping Edwin will try to hide the secret, but he tells everyone that the demon lord will return. William thinks she's the demon lord, but she denies this, saying the demon lord will return in 2 years, but she's already in the academy, so she's just another student. But William believes that she's going to become evil in the future, saying he will punish her if that happens, so she asks him if he can take her on, causing him to become frightened. Oswald also thinks she's the demon lord, because her powers are out of this world, but she tells them that they're just weak, saying they need to get stronger if they want to defeat her.